back to Thanks for Your Concern. You are here with Ella.
And I'm Berenice. Welcome, welcome.
Welcome. I'm like so excited about this episode, and like I feel like I was gonna do, but we'll wait. I didn't know if I should do my update about the episode because it's kind of unrelated, but I'll do an update instead.
Okay. What's the update?
I went on a hike by myself and Cardi.
Okay.
I have not gone on a hike by myself in a really long time. Like usually I have a buddy, and there was like something so weird about being alone in the forest. Like I literally was like, oh my god,
danger.
Like, this is
danger.
Honestly, and you know what's funny is, not to take it back to this, but like literally when you're thinking like a man or a bear, if I was on that hike, I was like more afraid of like a man than a bear, I was like, oh my god, I'm out here all alone. But it was really peaceful, and I was proud of myself because I sat with my thoughts. I was like, I'm not gonna do a podcast or music or nothing. I'm gonna raw dog this hike. And it was so cool because I heard this like buzzing noise and I thought it was a bee. I turn and there's a fucking hummingbird like right by my face. And I was like, holy shit. Thank God, this is a sign that I should
aligned.
And then so it was a really good time. So of course, practice safety when hiking alone. I didn't go off trail, okay? We went one way in, one way out kind of situation. And you should tell people where you're hiking if you do hike alone, and then
what time you'll be back.
That kind of safety stuff. So don't go crazy. I was safe, but it was so nice to be out in nature by myself for a couple hours.
Yeah, I miss that. I am coming home in like a week and a half. That's crazy. Woo! I know. I need to figure out my cat situation because I was going to take her, but I just don't think she's meant for that. And I very much so want to be doing some hiking and maybe backpacking. We'll see. Miss that dearly. And I've never really hiked by myself either. The thing is, I don't know how to drive. So that's kind of like a limitation. If not, I'm sure I would have already been in the woods by myself, but maybe it's for the best that I haven't. Because I'd be like, I'll hit a cut, like, no, girl.
No.
I'm less afraid of a bear and a man. I'm more afraid of like a cougar. I would say like a wild cat that's more of where my fear lay. But a man also, yeah. No, if I stumbled onto a man while I was like alone hiking in the woods, I'd probably be scared.
Yeah, I didn't run. I only ran into a man with a Frenchie, and I was like, that seems safe.
Choice of dog is giving safety. That's funny. We can do an episode of what does your animal say about you? Maybe in the future.
Hey man, I had to date a dude. I literally, like, one of the reasons on the cons list of, like, should I break up with this guy or should I keep going, was that he had, like, these, like, one of his biggest dreams in life was owning a German Shepherd, and I was just like, no. That's a yellow flag. I've seen the black and white photos. I know what a Nazi and a fucking police dog look like. No thanks.
Mine, I don't care about the breed. It's just an untrained dog. I can't do it. Like, if your dog is all up on me while I'm over, I can't do it. I'm sorry. I just can't do it. I cannot.
This one time, I'm at this guy's house, and I, like, wake up, and I'm being dead-ass serious. I, like, woke up, and this dog was standing right the fuck over me, and this dog was like a
the
Doberman
dog wanted to kill you. Yeah,
it was like a Doberman Great Dane mix. It was fucking ginormous. And I literally was like, I was like, your dog is like about to attack me. And he was like, oh my god, that's her spot. And I was like, you know what, let me just give her spot back. I'm gonna
I don't need to come
that's
back.
my cue to lie. Yeah.
Don't worry, girl, I'm out.
Yeah, literally.
I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Literally. My bad.
Belle, I recognize that. Yeah, I'm a cat person. Please keep your dog away from me. But let's see. Updates. I feel like, I've been good. I've been chilling like a villain. I've been busy. I've been finishing a lot of
Yeah.
outfits. I'm planning an event I'm really excited about. So by the time this comes out, I think it'll be like the weekend on June 23rd. I will be running a little event with my friend Paulina. We are having like a summer solstice day party, and we're also going to have like a vendor market, so there will be a bunch of like local vendors that will be there. And then like for our summer solstice thing, we want to basically say like we're letting go of no longer services and like celebrating just like being hot, young, and alive, and like queer during Pride month. Okay, so come out, and we're gonna do like a cute little. We just came up with this. I'm excited about it. Because the place that we got has like this really cute outdoor garden. We have a vision, okay? So come
I
through.
love it.
But we're gonna do like a big bowl, and we're gonna have people. We're gonna have like water soluble like paper, and then you get to like write like the things that you're letting go, or like a manifestation or whatever, and you like drop it into the water, like spiritual. Kumbaya, yeah, blah 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 blah.
We
Yeah.
love
Anyway, so
it.
come through. You can check that information out and on my Instagram. But let's get into this episode because it's a good one. Okay.
Thanks for your concern. Okay. All right, y'all. We're doing Stella Got Her Groove Back. The famous, awesome, dope movie with Angela Bassett and Ty Diggs. And we're just going to do like a theme around getting your groove back. But a little quick overview before we start. You can watch this movie for free on Tubi.
Yes.
So,
It's
pause,
free
watch it, come
99.
back. Yeah, free 99. When I was watching Tubi, it was ads for a diabetes monitor, and it was like Nick Jonas, and it just made me think
It took you
about
back.
yeah, because like, do you remember like J13 magazine?
Yeah.
So J13 magazine was like a fucking tabloid for teens, and I remember getting it, and it's like Nick has diabetes. And I literally thought Nick Jonas was gonna fucking die. Like, I was convinced, like, that he was gonna die from
terminally
having.
ill.
I literally thought that, and I just thought it was so. It's funny. I'm happy he's okay, and you definitely can't die from diabetes. But I just thought that was so funny. I was like, that took me back to when I was like in distress. I was distraught over Nick Jonas's health.
Everybody knows about diabetes of our age because of Nick Jonas. He brought awareness that, well, that many other generations may not have.
Oh my god, but back to Stella Got Her Groove Back.
Yes. A little synopsis of this movie if you don't want to watch the film. It's kind of long. It's a little bonkers, I'm not gonna lie. So essentially, the premise is that, sometimes you get into these little life rots, or you lose the sparkle, the sense of adventure. So Stella, she's like, she works for she's she's in the stock market. She exchanges stocks, whatever. So then one day she like sees this ad to go to Jamaica, and she's like feeling spontaneous. So she's like, we have to go to Jamaica. Her friend like convinces her to take this first class trip to Jamaica, and she gets there and she meets a 20-year-old man.
And she's 40 years old, baby.
We can't blame Stella. That man is fine. I get it. I get what she saw in him.
And she was like, oh my god, that's illegal. Like, 20 is illegal. And I was like, it really feels like that when you're like a mature lady. 20 years old does feel illegal.
Yeah. Now, do I recommend going for a younger man? No, I've done it. I don't recommend. Well, anyways, Stella goes to Jamaica, has a wonderful time with this man. Then she goes back to America, where she finds that her job is no longer there. They've merged whatever company she worked at. And then she goes back to Jamaica to be with her young bae, where his mama shames her because his mom's only 1 year older than her, which, reasonable.
Gagged.
Gagged. Yeah. So after that, she's like, "Get me out of Jamaica. I can't be here. This is embarrassing." And she goes back to America with her young beau. Then they have conflict. They fight. Essentially, he's about to dip. She gets like a job opportunity, but decides to just open up her own firm, and then they make up. Okay, because she in fact can have it all, but it just took her this experience to get her spunk, her fire back.
Yes, the most ridiculous part about this movie for me is Ty Diggs' Jamaican accent. Is probably like one of the worst acts.
This was before some things were come out as problematic. You know what I mean? They probably could just have a Jamaican actor.
You know what? Honestly, like they probably were like, "What is the finest like brown man in Hollywood right now?" And it was Ty Diggs. He looks great. He's still fine, bro.
Yeah.
Oof, dude. You know my favorite role of Ty Diggs is in Private Practice, that Grey's Anatomy spinoff. Oh, I love that character. I love him. Oof. Anyways,
that's a great spinoff too. In case you need a watch.
Great spinoff. Love that one. A lot less depressing than Grey's, actually. When I like don't want to go into a depression spiral, but I want the same like yumminess of Grey's Anatomy, I do Private Practice. Okay, back to Stella. Back to Stella. So, what was really interesting in the beginning of this movie was she was basically saying she was like man free by choice, and her sister's like, "You need a man," and she says, "No, I don't need a man, and I don't need guidance. Like I'm good by myself. Like I don't need any other person." And then she kind of, it's like a Pride and Prejudice story where she like feels like A, she doesn't need a man, and then B, this dude's like super young, so like I shouldn't even give him a chance. And I think it's like, I kind of love that, and I kind of like understand where she's coming from with that, but she had to open up herself and like be more vulnerable.
Yeah.
Let this man in.
Let him love her. In. Let him love her. Yeah, I guess in movie terms that makes a lot of sense. I think the kind of premise of just getting your groove back, to me at least, it's like allowing for new experiences and places for you to find new perspectives. And that can be in any which way. I mean, at the start of the movie, she has like a girls like spa day, which is like, this always works for me to try to get my groove back. Okay, a girls' night, nothing beats spending time with your homegirls, with your closest, with the gays and the days. It just hits different. Like that interaction just hits a little different than others. I would recommend that. Then I would also recommend going to Jamaica. I haven't been there, but it looked lit in the movie. Okay, or maybe any type of eat, pray, love trip. I sign off on that.
Me too. Completely. I honestly, and I feel like people are like, oh, like, I don't know. I'm just like, I love that she just hopped on an airplane because she's a little bit older than us, but like, she's got the funds, right? She definitely couldn't go and do that. And so if you have the funds, do something crazy like going on a trip to Jamaica. I honestly recommend any vacation that gets you into the weather that you like, I'm telling you, going to a beach in Thailand in the middle of December was probably the best thing that's ever happened to me, just because I got to escape the rain for 2 weeks. So I definitely recommend it. And like, honestly, if you want to go down to sunny California for a couple days just so that you can get out of your weather, cool. You like the snow, go fucking up to Denver or whatever is going to make you happy. I'm a full send it to get out of the stress and the rot.
To just another way of life overall. Like last year I went to Miami in March, and like a one way, no place to stay type of vibe. And that was my eat, pray, love for sure. I didn't pray. I just partied. I listened to house music for like 6 days, but like similar
Which
experience.
Is prayer,
in my own prayer. Okay. And that really refreshed me. It just gave me like a new type of, I don't know, sense of living that I guess I just hadn't had that type of vacation ever in my life. I think when you go things so unplanned and so unexpected, you can only be pleasantly surprised, to be honest. So anything that maybe you're like, I am going through something right now, maybe I just need like a fresh set of eyes, go change your entire surrounding for a bit. whatever, like obviously your budget allows, but like give yourself a chance to kind of do and experience something new. Sometimes like this happens in relationships. I know I had like a friend who was like, I feel like I just need a little bit of space from this relationship. And I was like, why don't you like go to Europe for 3 weeks by yourself? That space, without like telling somebody like I have to break up with you. And like if you
Yeah.
really want to be like alone and have space, then you're not really entertaining anybody else, right? Because the whole premise of it is to be alone. Or you can go
Yeah.
somewhere like a little more remote where like you're not, there's time difference. It makes it harder to speak to this person, just like a check-in where you like get to just kind of get a different perspective on your life of what you want by yourself. Now, she did not listen to my advice. She ended up going with this man. They're no longer together, whatever. But maybe she should have taken that trip.
When you know, you know.
Yeah.
I honestly, and I would say like if like on super low budget, just changing up what you might like your routine for a day is a good way to change scenery. Like I know we've been I mean honestly ClassPass should pay us, but I love just picking a
Yeah.
random class I wouldn't usually do on ClassPass and go to that, or like literally so many studios have free weeks or whatever,
Yeah.
or cheap classes, so you can go try that. Literally go do a dance class, do a pole class, baby. Pole classes highly recommend. Those are fun and different. I mean, go to an impromptu concert. Like there's like a million things that you can do, but even getting out of your routine for a day, especially if you're kind of like a perfectionist or a regimented person, that can give you even a little bit of perspective.
And if you are self aware enough to know what like drives your heart, what is good for you, like for me, one of the things that I get like the heart flutters for is like a sense of like building community and like empowering other people. Like whenever I get to like teach somebody something and I see them get it and I see them get excited, like that makes me like so excited. So like I know a few weeks ago I was just like, oh, like I just haven't been feeling great. I don't know what like I should do to just like get back into like meeting people. And I was like, oh, I love teaching people how to flow. And I had been meeting a lot of people because of like I bring my whip to shows that were like, oh, we would love to meet up. So I was like, I'll throw like a little flow meetup. And then that way, like I'm building community and I'm like teaching people something. And I had that yesterday, and it was just like such a rewarding experience, mainly because like everyone who shows up is dope as fuck, like they're down for the vibes, or like they're ready to learn, to try new things. And like overall, like we just all ended up having like a really fun time, and all it was like a speaker and like a new hobby. It wasn't like
Love it.
anything crazy. Yeah, and it gets you like out of your house. It had me out here like doing some cardio, so whatever it is that gets you motivated and really feels like a place in your heart, maybe that's something that you need to practice a little more in your day to day to get you inspired, to get you going.
Yeah, and I think in the movie there's like this funny scene of she goes to like a pajama party, and she goes to a
Yes.
pajama party and she kind of loosens up, and it's like so out of her comfort zone, and I'm like, I think that's so good just to do something that you're like, I would never do that. Well, then that's the thing you should probably do, to try something new. You might surprise yourself. She had a good time.
Yeah. And her pajamas were cute. Okay. And then she was out there throwing it back, throwing it back, you
She
know?
still had it. That's the beginning, getting the groove back. It's like, dang, I still can move, baby. I loved her fits in those. Actually, I was like such a fan of her whole aesthetic, to be honest.
Yeah, Angela Vest is a baddie.
Oh man, she's a baddie. I was like, girl, she
Hmm.
still is a baddie, but like
She still is a
she
baddie.
was
But
like
yeah, I was
the
like,
it
oh,
girl.
yeah, go watch the movie if you need to feel something. Rot sometimes happen in life, but but lack of inspiration, maybe you're feeling a little stuck, but they also kind of happen when you are maybe like hung up on somebody, or you're trying to get over something and you're like, how do I get this person out of my head? Or how do I just like move forward without somebody in my life? I just heard like really probably the best advice I've ever heard is like you're grieving your attachment to somebody and the attachment of a life that maybe you have like started to plan together. So you need to create new attachments with like people, either new people or like people in your life, like literally seeking like people that you already love and making like stronger bonds with them will literally make your attachment to this person just like less significant. Like it help that factor of building community will actually enrich that part of you, create that same like chemical where you were like so bonded and now are feeling such withdrawal from, with other people that are already in your life. And this is so real. Like I heard this recently, but because I've been working on like fixing my attachment issues for a while now and I can recognize some patterns, I like the second I started just like not feeling great, I started reaching out to like literally my friends, my family, and just talking to them and hanging out with people and accepting like hugs. You know, I'm like, I feel like I need a hug and I just ask people for hugs. And I am feeling like, I don't know. I don't know if I've ever been able to like move forward this quickly. You know what I mean? I'm just like, well, Derek.
I mean, I'm proud of you that you're moving and grooving, but
Yeah.
I think like for me, I kind of like to just get back out there and like not sit too long in like the saddies of like, oh, this
Yeah.
didn't work out. Like, and even if it's just like for the fun of it. And I think sometimes if you like go on a date not expecting to like have your find your forever person, but just go in with the perspective of being like, maybe I'll just like try to have fun today. And then at least I usually find someone, a new person to laugh at my jokes. You know, I'm like, okay, I have a new fan, love that. Like, this isn't my forever person, but I'm happy I got back out there and I know I still got it. That can always help.
Yeah, I think now I'm trying to see dates just like a little different, just as more like a get to know each other
Yeah,
type of
exploratory.
ordeal. Yeah, nothing like there's nothing attached to it other than like I'm there to meet you. Let's see if we can have good conversation and
Yeah.
maybe build a foundation of friendship, you know, before anything. I think like that's kind of where I'm at because I went on a date this past week and then I hung out with one of my friends right after. And he was like asking me about it and I was like, I don't know. Like I was trying to suss if I even like this person and I'm like, I just don't even think A, I'm like in the mental space for that, or B, like I know enough about this person to make a decision whether I like this person or not. And he's like,
Yeah.
I think he's like, why are you so tense talking about it? Like, this should be fun. And I'm like, oh, yeah. And then he was like, you know, like it's okay to date like again, right? And that made me so sad for some reason. I was like, oh my God, have I been feeling guilt? That one was a doozy.
Mm,
You know what I mean? So, like,
mm,
obviously, if you're like moving on and maybe you're being like, I'm not ready, like, is it because you're still holding on to the idea of somebody else and you feel guilty about like moving forward without them? That one, I think, like, that one really broke me. I was like, oh shit, I think that was it. I think oh my God, he just read me left and right.
dang.
Get that man a job at the
Right?
nearest clinic. No, but I mean, yeah. And then when I talked to him, it kind of changed my perspective. And he's like, you know, just have fun. Like, go get
Yeah.
to know people. It doesn't mean anything. And I was just like, you're right. I don't know.
And you know, shit. I got back on Tinder with the idea of like, I want to try a bunch of new restaurants in Seattle. Might as well do a twofer. Like, try to
Yeah.
And like, let me tell you what, I go to dinners alone all the time, and so I was like, I might as well invite someone. I got like a pretty good shot of them paying for this, you know. And let me tell you, that did happen. I literally got to go try out a bunch of new restaurants. And then when I went to go try out this restaurant, I met my boyfriend, and now it's like fucking 4 years later, which is crazy. And I was like, oh my God, I was just here for the hee hee ha ha's and the free food.
The
But,
food.
you know, now we have a life, whatever. But honestly, I think you should go in with like, I think that's life though, is just like going into it with low expectations so that you can be pleasantly surprised.
That's true. I think if you go into it looking for more just like friendship and base level human connection, unless that person is literally an awful human being, like you're gonna be fine. I've made some homies from some hinge dates.
Some LinkedIn connections, you know, I feel like I
Yeah.
could ask them for a referral.
I saw this the other day and it's like some of y'all situationships should have been creative partnerships. And I was like, no, for real.
Sometimes that's why I get mad when things don't work out. Is it like, dang, I feel like you feel like we can't be just like friends or we can't be We talked about all the things that we were gonna do together. We were gonna write a movie. Now we can't. And then it's like,
We
okay.
can't write a movie anymore.
Like, we can't write a movie anymore? Wow, that's sad. And then you just are like, I'm gonna take this without you, I guess. But that always makes me sad when I feel like we got like a good creative thing going. That it's like, never mind.
Yeah. No, I get that. Another step I personally like to hold for like getting my groove back is just I'm a shapeshifter. Okay, I'm sad and I'm like ready to transform. I'm just like, okay, we're just gonna be a new person, like new hobbies, new mindset, new hair, new eyebrows, you name it, I've done it. Okay,
dude. I mean, I'm telling you, good old haircut changes everything.
the whole vibe. No, for real. You don't even know you can rock short hair unless you try it. And I will tell you, it has not disappointed me. I feel prettier with shorter hair now.
I love that. I mean, I think you look gorgeous both ways, but I feel like you also attract different energy with like a new haircut, a new look. And so I feel like like shape shifting specifically like after a breakup or you're in a funk, like you're just going to attract new people than you were before. So that's a
You're
win-win.
just putting more energy into yourself, and I think that's really reflective. You know what I mean? Like that's been the vibe that I've been getting lately is like you have good energy, like, and I'm like, thank you. You know, that's what we're aspiring for here.
Light.
Light. It's just light energy, okay?
Light energy.
Yeah. A lot of people say like you gotta get like under someone to get over someone, like someone new. Do you believe this to be true?
No, I mean I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed to a little sexual
like,
healing.
No shame, no shame.
I'm not opposed to it, but I mean, I feel like I've at this point that is like not the thing that keeps me around a person. So it's like whatever. It's like a mute point, you know. It's like one you've seen 100 dicks, you've seen them all at this point, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe when I was younger, but like now that just doesn't work. Like honestly, that just makes me sad.
Me too. And so I feel like if I actually am hung up on someone, it's because I like am emotionally attached to them or like there's something about them that I just love. And so and that's usually not their penis. You know, I am a little shallow, but I'm not that shallow.
Not like that.
A dick
shallow.
is a dick is a dick, you know?
Yeah. No, for real. I'm with you. I've been in my Don't Touch Me season, which is nice. I respect it. I'm with it, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to be touched. Except recently, I don't know what's happening. Okay, I played mermaids with a man I vowed not to touch again, and I was like, why am I playing mermaids? Why are we splashing each other? Why are we holding each other underwater? It was
okay.
very-
I didn't know if this was a sexual innuendo I wasn't aware of. You literally mean playing mermaids in a pool?
Yeah.
I love that. That's so beautiful. I like to do that as well. I like to see how much I can spin underwater.
Yeah.
That's what I do for fun.
I don't know. Maybe Stella's getting her groove back, okay?
Okay.
Slowly.
Okay. I thought when I was 21 that I would like never age out of a hoe phase, right? Like I thought this was my forever identity. And now I'm almost 30 and I'm like, I'm less interested. Surpriser, shocker.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. And I also like I get very cynical when I'm like in little hurt places. I was talking to a man and he was just like men like to sweet talk, but I'm like, it means nothing. Like I'm just not impressed. I've been here before many times, you know? And this man like walked me to the bathroom and then, you know, was like chit chatting, said some like cute things. There were like girls outside of the bathroom and he wanted me to wait for him. So then when he got out of the bathroom, no, when he was going into the bathroom, these girls were like, oh my God, like he's so cute. That was so cute. And I was like, girls, don't eat that up. Men will say anything, okay? So like, don't.
I'll say this. I can also say some things. Do you know what I'm saying?
I say many things.
I say a lot of things, girl.
I love to run my mouth.
All the kids say Riz now. Oh, I had Riz before Riz was a thing, babes. So coming from a yapper, a rizzer, a riz master, the big riz, the rizzler.
And as
Come
a girl,
on.
you don't need much, to be honest. If you just look at men in the eyeballs when they're speaking to you, that's it. That's
Yeah.
all you need to do. That's happened to me twice recently. Maybe it's a haircut. I just be literally looking at people in the eyes, like making eye contact while they speak to me, and then I look away to do something. I turn back, and they're checking me out, and I'm like, "You're vile."
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, my go-to was was like bullying and roasting, and that got a lot
Oh
of positive
yeah,
attention. People
yeah.
like to be bullied. I don't know what it is. Maybe they just like, especially like,
Psychological. I don't
it's
know.
psychological. I don't know. I think especially like hot guys, they love to be bullied. So that was kind of my go-to. So that's why when guys talk nice, I'm like, man, blah, 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 boring. I could do it better, you know?
I do that too. It's like a way to be like, you're not shit, but I'm playing, you know? We
Yeah.
like to play. We like to play.
I'm lying.
I'm lying. Oh, that's funny. It does take a while to get your groove back. Okay. So if it's taking you a little bit, sometimes like I think part of the groove thing is like just healing. And sometimes I just get really frustrated when I'm like, I just wish I didn't feel this way anymore. You know what I mean? When I know I'm gonna come
Yeah.
out the other side. Because you always will. Like if you think about the worst place you've ever been and you made it through, then you know that you're inevitably gonna make it through. It's just gonna take a little bit. Like I'm like 3 to 6 business months. Like I'm not even gonna be tripping about the situation. There's gonna be new situations I'm gonna be tripping about.
Yeah.
So, so have some self-compassion when you're just like not feeling it and be like, you know what, this is just like a moment. This is just a moment. We're gonna get through it.
Yeah, and honestly, giving yourself permission to have a bad day. I think sometimes I'm the type of person who I'm an overthinker. I'm a person who's like, oh my God, I'm having a bad day. Why? What should I be doing? Da, 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 da. And I kind of overthink and overanalyze why I'm having a bad day instead of just letting myself have a bad day. Make sure I go to bed at the correct time and then wake up and try again. It's like, it's okay to be like, you know what? Today was a wash. We're never going to have 100. If everyone had great days every single day, like, then how would you have the highs if you had no lows? And then there's just some days where you're just off, baby. There's something, your circadian rhythm is off. You're about to start your period. Something. Sometimes that happens where I literally feel like I'm about to like die, like I feel like dying, and then I start my period the next day. And so I'm like, oh, well, look at that. I'm happy I didn't have a meltdown yesterday and I just like let it go that I was having a bad
Decide to like
day.
ruin my life.
Yeah, I didn't fucking
Yeah.
do something crazy. I'm happy I didn't shave my head the day I was PMSing. Anyways, so allow yourself to
Oh.
have bad days and then just wake up anew. Or something I think Berenice said. Did Berenice say this or did I say this? I don't know. Sometimes we're the one of the same, but someone on this podcast said that you can decide to start your day over at any time.
You, that's
Oh,
all
that's me.
you.
Thought that was you. Anyways. Yeah, to start your day over, It's like, okay, I've decided I'm going to get my groove back for the day, or I've been in a rut and I'm making the decision that I'm getting the groove back.
Honestly, yes, being spiteful does help a lot of situations when you have the ultimate refusal to like be unhappy or to like live a day a certain way and be like, okay, how can I turn this around? It does help. I mean, it's going to take a bit. Obviously, not instantly, not a lot of things happen, but you can make yourself instantly happier by doing something that you love, like self love, self care. If it's buying yourself a little treat, something that just will make you happy and just sitting and enjoying it and being really present with that one thing, that counts, you know?
We love a sweet treat.
We do. Go get yourself a matcha and go touch grass, that's
Ooh,
the
baby.
key. You will feel better after, I promise.
Ice cream. Go get an ice cream sundae. Go crazy. Spend $20 on a banana split.
Yeah, that's standard pricing nowadays.
Yeah, literally. All right, baby. Go watch the movie. It's a really fun one if you've never seen it. And like, I feel like let us know your movies that like when you want to feel like bouncing back, or you just feel like a good movie, what you watch. You can reach out to us at our social media at thanks number 4 your concern, and I'm at Ella L Tutor.
And I'm at Berenice DSM.
Make sure that you like, subscribe, rate, and review, and tell a friend, baby. We will see you next week. Bye.
Hey!